Hello everybody, it is me, Mr.Lee Gaming 12. Hope you all are having a wonderful tonight. I just got back home from work a little while back, but I promised I'd put together a little video on how to get Street Fighter 3rd Strike Fight for the Future set up via using Fightcade 2. This is going to just be a quick little tutorial to kind of go over what you'll need for it, as well as some timestamps will be linked in the description below as well. So if you guys need any of the resources, they'll be plugged in there, and I've also have this split out into timestamps as well, so you can skip to any part of the video as you need. Installing Fightcade 2 and 3rd Strike Fight for the Future is relatively easy, but I'll be giving in some links as well to help it find it a little easier for you guys. So that being said, before I begin, there's a little bit of an ad read that I'm going to do right here just to kind of let you guys know what exactly is going on, why I'm making this kind of video. Also, if this is the first time you seeing this and you don't know what exactly is going on, hi, my name is Mr.Lee Gaming 12. If you want to skip this at any time, you can skip over to the right over here and then see exactly straight to the actual tutorial part of the video. But I wanted to give a huge shout out to the Melee Monday gang. I run a tournament series every Monday online with the highest Kage, where we do Melee Monday. We play Melee for some fun matches online, some hype level matches, but this Monday we're doing 3rd Strike. And as those of you who follow my channel know, that I run a weekly series called 3rd Strike Thursdays, where we have been running for about 9 seasons and about 5 years now. This one is a passion project between me and my friend Chris, aka Hack Signify. We've been doing the show for years now. It's just a fun little 3rd Strike content for everybody to enjoy. That being said, I'm going to do a little plug here. If you do enjoy 3rd Strike content and want to go check that out, it would really mean a lot to me if you went to go click the link in the description below for the full playlist of 3rd Strike Thursdays, all the way from the very beginning, back in like 2018, 2019, all the way to now, and in 2026, where we have our newest season, 3rd Strike Thursdays. Very Tom and Jerry cartoon-esque style. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys were to go check that out. I put a lot of hard work, and he puts a lot of hard work into it as well, and I think we're some pretty good 3rd Strike comedy stuff. So I'll keep the chatting down to a low for that, but if you are seeing this, thank you so much for staying on by. I really appreciate it, and make sure to check out the channel. So yeah, let's get right back into it and see about installing some 3rd Strike. So that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. First and foremost, you're going to go to the Fightcade 2 client. So Fightcade is an online website where you can go create an account, but download it directly through the Fightcade website at www.fightcade.com. Go over there and download either your version of Windows, Mac, and Linux or Flatpak. Fightcade is supported through every version whatsoever, so you can choose whichever ones you need here to download and bundle through the emulator. Now, once that's finished downloading, just pick a location. So let's just go over to my downloads. And you're going to notice that it's going to install the Fightcade Win32 latest exe file. This one works on Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, and Windows 11. So Fightcade has been fully worked around, so that way you can get it in everything you need. Now, I've got Fightcade installed already on my home PC, so you're going to double click and run the extension here. It's going to pop up and say, do you want to install Fightcade? Go through the processes, yes, no, etc. Wherever you want to put it, you can choose different folder paths to put in your Fightcade. I've already got Fightcade installed, but for the purpose of this, let's just go ahead and create a new folder in my downloads. So we'll just do that right here. New Fightcade example. Let's see it right over here for it. So let's go ahead and get that and run Fightcade and have it directly installed in our downloads. Let's see. Fightcade. There. So click OK. And it's going to go ahead and install Fightcade all the way through. Fairly easy. Get you in through the process there and start launching your applications and your systems. Once that's finished, it's going to go ahead and run through. It's going to extract DirectX runtime. This helps the sprites run better. Those of you who are familiar, here we go. Go ahead and run it. Accept the terms and agreement for DirectX. For those of you that don't know what DirectX is essentially what helps emulators and helps run that classic old school feel and helps it run smoothly and efficiently. So I already have it in here, so essentially it's just going to overwrite and copy and paste the same things into that source, and now the components are ready to use. Once that's done installing, you get this little Fightcade installer here, and you go straight into your folder, and this is where you're going to be running everything. Fightcade has an automatic updater that you can double click in case there's updates. Fightcade 1 and Fightcade 2. Fightcade 1 is the original Fightcade, where you can launch any of your original Fightcade ROMs in case you download it in the future. Same with the ROMs folder. The ROMs folder is split up into FB Neo, Fightcade 1 ROMs, Flycast ROMs, and SNES ROMs. The README folder tells you exactly where your ROMs need to go if you do need to download it. Now, you can have the folders go directly in whichever game they correspond with. However, I'm going to go through a way that lets you get the games automatically installed through Fightcade 2, so you don't have to worry about any of this. This would be more if you have your own games that you want to put into Fightcade and rent it through Fightcade 1 or Fightcade 2. However, Fightcade 2 has a built-in ROM finder and ROM installer through their JSON files. So you're going to go ahead and launch over here. It's going to initialize, it's going to get everything loading up in the settings. I'm already logged in, so I already have my account down here. You're going to create an account and then log in through the bottom right here. So it'll have all your notifications, your settings, your Fightcade ID. You can change avatars through a different website. Super easy. Input lag, ranked players if you want to do ranked. You can also prevent Wi-Fi challenges if you are not hardwired and do not want to play against Fightcade. You can also prevent low quality challenges for anyone with low and with low ping or anything along those lines. Auto AFK, you can mute chat. Fightcade is notorious for having a lot of interesting people in the chat, so these options are here, as well as you have notifications for sounds and all that. Now, whenever you have this fully installed, you're going to click the little magnifying glass, and you're going to search through Street Fighter, Third Strike, Fight for the Future, Japan, bunch of numbers, no CD, Arcade 2. This one is going to send you automatically to the server here, and it's going to, decline. Sorry. I would love to fight you in a first to 3, but not yet. You can also set it away so you don't get challenges. This one is going to have everything set up for you here. However, the next thing you need to get is what's called the JSON files. I'm going to go over here to my previously installed Fightcade so I can show you what exactly this means. So, in your Fightcade folder, there's going to be a folder called Emulator. And in the Emulator folder is where you're going to have what's called these ROMs right here, which are JSON ROMs. These JSON ROMs are going to be what's essential for automatically downloading games immediately from Fightcade themselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a zip folder for y'all, the Emulator zip folder. And essentially all you'll need to do is download the file through my Google Drive down below. And with this zip file, you'll be able to just copy and paste all of that information over to the Fightcade folder. So let's say, for example, once it's finished zipping, I'll show you what I mean. So in the process of the Emulator folder, I want you to copy and paste all of these and put it into your Emulator folder here. It's going to copy through all of the files that are in that Emulator folder, and it's going to put them in there, and then your Fightcade will now automatically download the ROMs that are associated with each game. Mine's already got it all in there, so we're just going to copy and paste it. And boom! Now everything's copied and pasted over, and now you have all of the ROMs and all of the files there correctly. With that being said, let's go over Fightcade and use it as an example. Let's just pick a game like Martial Champions. So I'm going to join the Martial Champions server, and you're going to notice the screen pops up here and it automatically downloaded the ROMs to those folders. So now I can just launch the game, test the game, boom, I have a working, functioning ROM without having to download anything from any website. So you can do this the same for Street Fighter Third Strike, Fight for the Future. Once that's all good, your ROM will run correctly, and you can go back over here to your Third Strike ROM, which has been automatically downloaded. Now that you've got that all set up, Fightcade's ready to go. Now you're ready to play against other people. I always recommend going into test game first to launch the game over here. Make sure your settings are all good to go. Fair warning, Fightcade launches at full volume, so it is going to be incredibly loud, much like you're seeing right now. So I always recommend turning it down to at least like 4. This is at 100%, so it's really loud. So you can turn it down to like 3 or 4 to even 6, depending on your volume mixer. So, fair warning for that. Next thing you do whenever you're in the Fightcade settings over here is you're going to want to make sure you get everything looking good and show what some of the features that Fightcade has. So Fightcade has a lot of built-in features to its emulator. You've got Lua scripting if you're a little bit more into like training modes and different modes that you can use. Replays, you can record input for replays, save states if you want to practice certain combos or scenarios that you're in. You can record AVI. The AVI is a little weird, so your quality is not going to be that good, so I wouldn't recommend using that. You've got video settings. These are going to be for a little bit more if you want direct like visual looks. You could also do blitter options. You can stretch it for the ratios. You can make the overlays look better in-game chat. You can focus more on frames. There's a lot of customizable features that Fightcade 2 has alongside of it. That being said, I like making it looking like it's an old school, like a TV, a CRT. So you can go over here and relaunch to something like that. Look at that. Boom. So you can customize these in any way as well. So I'd recommend going around for these. They always look kind of cool looking. I love messing around with the video settings. So if you guys want to do that, you can do also filler options. You can do different filters, VBA filters. There's lots of cool stuff you can do with Fightcade. So if you want a more customizable experience, I always recommend going over here and just seeing whatever it has on there. So I really, really like these a lot. Let's see. And now, for the most important part, which is going to be your input. This is going to be for your fight stick or whatever controller. You can use it for keyboard and mouse controllers, anything you'd like. So for this one here, you're going to click Map Game Inputs. It's going to pull up the screen here. This one, you're just essentially going down the list for player 1 or player 2 if you're doing couch co-op or something together with another person. It's got all of this here that you can set. Do not mess with these ones down here. These ones are different things that I'm not sure of, and I wouldn't want to recommend it. The important thing is player 1 and player 2. You can also see if it works whenever you click your buttons and they say on. So that means all of your buttons are configured and working in Fightcade. So just go through the list with whatever controller you're using, or even with keyboard and mouse, and get them selected here. You can even say presets for player 1, player 2, and everything alongside there. So always make sure you're going on for your inputs to make sure your games work correctly. So that's just what you'll need to do after that. Then the other cool thing is you can download different training modes throughout. There's a training mode mod pack that you can download and put directly in your emulators folder. And that one, immediately when you click it and install it, I can make that into a separate video, or I would recommend just looking up that, because that one was a bit more complicated to install than just regular Fightcade. So I'd recommend checking out another video for those ones, just because I don't think I can explain that one at the current moment for it. That being said, once you get this all completed and done, this will be the important part for tournament hosting and spectating. So over here on the side, you've got playing, 100, 101, 102, whichever. That being said, when you're playing for these ones, you want to look for the matches that you are wanting to spectate. Spectating is going to be not difficult, but something that as TOs and tournament organizers, you're going to want to be able to watch your matches. So anybody can click and watch the match, but the important thing is it takes a second in order for the matches to launch, because all you have to do is double click on it, go through the full screen application here. No game loaded. They're not playing a game right now. Why not? As soon as it's done on here, notice the screen's completely black. This is normal for Fightcade trying to catch up to the match that's currently going on. And then once it gets settled, boom, the match starts playing. So for Melee Monday, I would recommend, or sorry, Third Strike Monday, as I said, we're going to have it to where you do your hand warmers, and then you're going to go on and play your matches, just so that way we can spectate and we can watch it easily and in a more efficient way. So yeah, that's basically all that you'll need to know for spectating Third Strike, as well as going in and installing it correctly and making sure your games run. So yeah, essentially that's all you'll need to know for getting Third Strike up and running and getting any game in Fightcade up and running. Fightcade is a wonderful, completely free resource that anyone can download and do to play any of the old classics games for all across the world. They've got every game for the old arcade cabinets and old school fighting games that you could possibly get. I highly recommend, if you're into fighting games, or even if you're into games like Metal Slug, or some top-down shooters, Bomberman, Dr. Mario. There's plenty of games here. Neo Turf Master is a very good one I recommend as well. So you can pick up and play even side scrollers like Final Fight and the classics. So definitely support Fightcade. Check it out. See what you can get. And if you are all the way in this video, I want to thank you again so much for watching. A little bit of a long-winded explanation, but I hope this makes sense to everybody here. So thank you so much for watching, and for those of you that are watching this for Third Strike Thursdays, aka Third Strike Mondays, for the upcoming Monday on May 4th, we'll be running it at 5 p.m. Arizona time. So we'll be able to run the tournament there. If you're seeing this video late at night or early in the morning, thank you so much for staying on by and staying all the way through the video. If you're entering the tournament tomorrow, good luck, have fun. And if you run into this thinking, hey, how do I install Fightcade? I'll watch this schmuck's video. Thank you again for sticking all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. And make sure to check out Third Strike Thursdays, as more seasons are to come. And this is by far one of our best seasons yet. So, once again, my name is Mr.Lee Gaming 12. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video.